experiences or something like that. And obviously, I'm not gonna do nothing like that. We're gonna be. I'm putting myself out there. This might be a little hard for me at first and stuff like that. So, broken home. Salute the broken home. So, what we're gonna do is get through this. I'm putting myself out there, and for disclosure, I understand that, and if people use this against me because of what has been going on the last couple of months, stuff like that. So, so, so that's what we all doing. Salute to broken home. Salute to crazy. Salute to Irish. Salute to Miss Thing. Um, and let's do this. And so I'm 43 now. When this all started, I was born in September. My mom was 16. The guy that she had gotten pregnant by was 37 years old. I guess he was like an enforcer for a club, and I can't read you verbatim for what this is because it'll get me fucked up on here. This is my life story from. I'm using my life story from treatment as a guideline, and we'll venture off into stories that we won't get into too much crap. Um, I only met the guy one time while I was in kid prison, where I literally tried to kill him. Uh, I'll tell you, but not now. I'll get to that in a little bit. So I was born in September. I was born 17 years and 5 months after my mom. I know that because uh, uh, he, I know that because my mom is 5 days, 17 years old, and 5 days older than me. Um, I was not a big baby, but they said I always needed the jaws of life to get my shoulders out of her. She was probably obviously a small girl because um, I was told jaws of life, get out, get me out because the shoulders were so big. I was immediately put in an incubator where I lived for 6 weeks. I was born on cocaine. This is what my grandmother told me, and then they never thought I was going to make it at first. While this was going on, my grandmother had adopted me, who so at this part here when you start talking when I start talking about my mom, it's my grandmother. Like my grandmother's my mom, and so you guys know this, and my mom is more like my sister, and like because she was like never around. I've only been with my mom only 2 years of my whole life of like living with her and stuff like that. My real mom and stuff like that. So 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 like from here on, like Patricia, my grandma Patricia, she adopted me, and then she's passed now. She lived till she was like 94 or something like that. She's a bugger, dude. She hard German woman, lived in Brooklyn, and lived in Mulberry Street. She also the Bronx. She lives all over the place. She lived mainly from Philadelphia, but so I have one brother. His name's Chuck, and you guys didn't. I mean, you can. He was adopted out, so he mean. So we can go into the first thing of my brother. First story. My brother, his name's Chuck, but he was adopted out, and I grew up. I literally grew up. He was adopted out to some really good people and shit like that, and so I grew up literally around this guy. Like when they finally it was his mother in law who hit me up right in the beginning of COVID and shit. Right, kind of like probably the worst time to ever fucking do it because we were at our lowest and shit. And and so come to find out, and he was. I hit him up. The hey, I'm your brother, just like that, blah blah. And we've only talked on the phone and shit. But I got into his Facebook and shit, and he literally has pictures of people that were in my class of high school. Like we hung out literally in the same fucking parties, not knowing that we were brothers. That and so to this day and during COVID and shit, see, I'm an asshole and shit. And at that time, I was like, hey man, if you're my brother, man, I mean, I need some money. I need some fucking help. I need to get the fuck out of here. And it like obviously hit him wrong and shit like that. Obviously, I was saying like I'm just a broke piece of shit or whatever. And he didn't want. I mean, it's like I took it as he didn't want to hear the situation. We just need help get back, and we kind of drifted apart and shit like that. But we were never really close and shit like that. Just like this was it Christmas and shit like that. And uh oh, dude, it's way crazy. So then, and and then I have but we'll get more into my brother and shit like that. But so Christmas come along, and it kind of that's where it kind of got like kind of he's like your kids don't know me and because they said or some shit like that. It's like motherfucker, I don't even fucking know you. Like this is my life. You know what I'm saying? I told you what happened to gone in my life, and you know what I mean. You chose to fucking. I mean you. They wanted you to get to know me. I mean I'm down to get to know you. Shit like that. Certain shit in life, COVID and all that shit happened. You know what I mean? So you can't expect me to just like bounce back to Washington, where fuck we got ripped off 5 fucking grand. Man, we haven't even said that, told that shit, and then or we will be in here, but and then and then uh so we just stayed in Wyoming, and then that's why I'm with my brother. That's my brother. So that's how me and my brother are right now. We really don't talk. We send texts. He don't respond for like months, and oh, I just seen it. You know how that's like. You want to talk to him, but I mean, fuck, we don't even know each other, and we're brothers, dude. You know what I'm saying? And like he's 1 year younger than me. His dad was named Ed. He this motherfucker was a motherfucking mean motherfucker. He was like he would fucking I bet this dude was so talented. He was like a martial arts dude. Fucking knock it off. I'll put your ass in the corner. Always testing shit. You want to act like a baby? We can put your ass in the corner like a baby. So, anyways, uh, my so then what was I talking about? Uh, your brother, your brother's yeah. Dad. Oh, my brother's dad. I thought you weren't listening. I did. Ah, got him. No, I'm just kidding. I can kill you. Yeah, I know, but if you say you don't, if you ignore me, it means you don't listen to what I'm saying. So, ha ha ha. It's okay. It's good to know your daddy. You good to know what makes him tick. So then my brother's dad was like this fucking slick. I bet you he'd probably whip Steven Seagal. He'd probably have a good chance fighting Chuck Norris. I mean, that's how bad that motherfucker was. But he'd be like Tommy Karate. Like if you know who Tommy Karate is in the mob world and shit, that's what like that dude would be like. That's what that like he just the legend of that dude is fucking nuts. And so so anyways, so never mind blah blah blah. I have a little sister and we grew up together. We grew up where I was my mom's other kid and she wasn't allowed to talk to me. Her dad, and then so I'll tell you a story about her dad. Her dad. So here's another thing. In my at 5 years old, we were at the Elko City pool. My mom, I can still picture today. Every time I go to sleep, and this is how I picture myself going to sleep. When I go to sleep, it's me drowning. I mean, that's that. I mean, this is the first traumatic experience in my fucking life that has happened to me when I was a kid. We're at the Elko pool. I remember I couldn't touch the ground, on the deep end of the kiddie pool. I couldn't touch the ground and shit, and I just remember bobbing up and down, and my fucking sister's fat ass fucking dad sitting. If I'm looking at him, it'd be on the left hand side, and my mom was on the right hand side. They're all coked out of their fucking minds and shit, and I fucking drowned. And so, and then my mom, and this is in the time, this is in the time and era when is just shake it off, kid. Like you ain't getting like no CPS is getting called, like nothing. Like you saved the motherfucker at the thing, and like it'd be like the Stand By Me shit. Like the kid drowned in the pool, and he fucking. I mean, the lady brought him back to life and shit. And the fucking mom's so embarrassed, she's all fucked up, so fucking worried about the cops getting called. That fucking let's get the fuck out of here type of shit. And oh, he's fine, he's good, he was just playing, blah blah. I mean, no, it's been fucking black to fucking done. No, done. I mean, tell you right now, there was no white fucking lights, all black. Um, salute and fucking if you're from Nevada, I'm from Elko. Just so you know, I seen something else the other day. Someone said that, or I seen you said that you're from Nevada, but I'm from Elko, Northeast. Um, so then my sister, her dad was a straight piece of shit. Took her from my mom. Used her. Used her. He played guitar and he had some kind of fucking business there, and he ended up going down for rape. I don't know if what's his name, if VPS knows him or not because of this charge, but he might know him because where he went in the system. He might have hit the yard and then punked him out and put him in a love lock. But he's a bad deal. So then my sister, after she grew up and shit like that, we hung out a couple times. and then she bounced out to fucking she's on the East Coast now. Uh, have all so I have my sister. So it's me. Oh, sorry, it's me. My brother that's adopted out, and then it's me who my grandma adopted. And when my brother talked to me, when you guys know I have a brother, so when my brother my brother told me, just like the mom told me, and just like I was told from my own grandma, that she told me, you have a brother, the only reason why she didn't keep him is because she couldn't feed him. My grandma was the type of motherfucking person that when they forcefully gave her fucking food stamps, because we were on the brink of like start like it was bad. Like we grew my grandma, she tried to do the best for me. She didn't have to do what she did for me, but she said I was the firstborn. And for some fucking crazy reason, she thinks I was like this fucking prince or some fucking shit. When I went to kid prison and shit, she'd write Master James Williams on fucking to sending me to Caliente when I was in there and shit. She'd fucking always try to spoil me with boxes, but she never fucking realized like boxes of like clothes and shoes and snacks and all this shit, because you can get shit from you can get shit from your parents, boxes shipped to you, care packages and shit like that. And fucking she would be like the new FUBU shit, all the fucking new um the new Shaq shoes, the fucking what's his name, Mark Kent or fuck Kemp, Sean Kemp, the Sean Kemp fucking shoes, the white with lavender fucking splashes on them and shit. I was getting in fights because she was sending me all this shit. Like like it wasn't that way on the streets. I mean, what? We was rough on the streets. So that was when I got sent away. So, and then I have all kinds of aunts. Not very close. I have all kinds of aunts and uncles, but we will get to that. Um, so here where it gets a little fucking rough. The earliest memory, besides I can't remember if the drowning was first or if this situation was first, because I think it was the drowning, because if the drowning was fucking like brought up, fucking uh I don't think I would have been put in this situation coming up here. The earliest memory I have about is about 4 years old, and it was about so the drowning was the first traumatic. This is the first memory because I remember being in those old school Oshkosh bagosh little overalls and stuff. As a little baby, me and my little cousin playing. He's younger than me. He was 1 year younger than me, because it's me, him, and then is it him? Well, anyways, I'm the oldest, and he's Native American and white. My white aunt went and had a baby with a Native American, and fucking it's my little cousin. So on the Indian reservation, my name was James Fred or Ichidaibo, fucking white boy. Or and Yeah, my grandma, she did everything, man. You'll see. Oh, I was a fucking peckerhead to her, and when I say I was on the streets, right? I chose to start running the streets because my grandma put it into my head. And at 9 years old, we'll get into it. You guys will understand. You'll understand. Hopefully, you'll understand my method to my madness, where all my fucking trauma comes from, where all this shit comes from. And I'm not in no way, shape, or form a victim, wanting sympathy or nothing like that shit. You guys need to understand that shit. This is my shit getting out. This is putting myself out there to let y'all know why I am the way I am, and I don't want. If you don't judge me, I don't give a fuck. You judge me. It's just that just shows your character. But this is what it is. Um, I remember my little cousin and me. We're just playing around the family. I was the only white kid. Uh, like it was rough, dude. Like my fucking until my little cousin Brian, he was stolen pretty much by his like another a man, my uncle. His kid was stolen because he was a man with kids, didn't have rights to the kid, and she took him out of state and shit. And my little cousin got raped and shit up there, and it was bad. The rest are Indian. My other cousins are Puerto Rican because after my aunt had my little cousin, she married my uncle. My uncle, who's a Puerto Rican, and had a baby, who my blood now. My little cousin with that hit, they had a. I would tell all these names and shit, but there's some trolls in this motherfucker, and they'd be like, "Oh, this guy and this guy and this guy and blah blah blah." We'll just watch him to slip up and let's troll him some more and blah. So, anyways, so my aunt had a baby with the Puerto Rican, And then my other aunt from the marriage, right over there, my uncle, my aunt married the Puerto Rican, and fucking she had some black kids with my uncle Daryl. And my uncle Daryl is the first one who put me on the black dudes. You know what I'm saying? You'll see the pattern here. How I feel more at home with like black people who you know what I'm saying than white people, and you'll all understand this shit. And fucking it's really fucking you'll see you'll understand that shit, and you'll see like how the fuck does he ride with the white? You guys understand that I'm a white man, right? But I'm my own person. I stand on my own 2 feet. That's why I carry this. Fuck, I carry this. I mean, because it's not about your color; it's about what you bring to the table, about what how you can bring better your community, better your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? And not letting the trolls. I mean, letting not trolls, but letting anything come in and take anything from you. So, um, so my second biggest second event happened after a long trip, which I understand later it was in California, and I was playing at the door. I was playing in the living room area. Right, it was my mom. She'd take me to out to California, and this is probably the deciding incident that didn't let me go with my mom for at least five three till well 9 years old is when I yeah 9 years old was until 9 years old 4 years. Um, I was playing in the living room. There's a knock at the door. This is to this day. Every time I go to sleep, I hear the hollow tap of the double B ding 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 on the door. You know, if you heard anything like that, you'll know. Uh, and you'll understand what I mean. And it's the tink tink tink, and I hear it as I go to sleep as I'm drowning. This is how I go to sleep every fucking night, you guys. There's nothing I have found anything in my fucking life to other than meth because I don't go to sleep on meth. You know what I'm saying? I'll go on runners for like a month, sleep for 2 days, eat for fucking like an hour, and then boom, right back at it for a month. I mean, my last hardcore binger in 2000 from '04, no '05 to '09, pretty much was like was those banana hostess things, those zingers, Gatorade and Twizzlers, strawberry Twizzlers. That's all it was for like fucking years, like bingers and done, stop bingers, stop, and it was just fucking eggplant women all over the place. I mean, my daughters are to say so. I mean, so I was in the living room floor playing and shit like that. I was 5 years old. There's a knock at the door, ding, ding, ding. And then every time I go to sleep, I get up, I run towards the door because I was just a little kid. I'm not understanding, obviously, where the fuck I'm at, what house this is, who these people are. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little fucking kid. What's going on? Um, my mom, she looks at the window, then she fucking bolts to me because she sees me running to the fucking door. She fucking tags me up, fucking and grabs me, and the dude opens the door and boom, fucking double B to the fucking head, straight to the fucking head, straight took that motherfucking dude's face right the fuck off. It was the I one of there was a man answered the door, boom, and double B to the face, scared me. So what mostly scared me was the loud of the fucking banging, the boom, obviously, and the fucking getting thrown to the floor, and then I just remember gray matter and red blood all over. She told me my mom she told my grandma what happened, and it was a very 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 long time. 4 years at the minimum. Like she wasn't even allowed at the house. She, I mean that's when basically uh my grandma cut us off the fucking family. Like my auntie was like like my it's so fucking crazy. My grandmother would not claim any of my fucking kids because they didn't have in my like any of my kids. Like she wouldn't even she was it was a bitch to let her have my twins come in the house because they didn't have my last name. This is how fucking how rough of a woman she is. I mean, she wouldn't let my little cousin, the Indian, my half blood little like her daughter's son come stay with us when she kicked him out because he would eat the food and shit like that. Like we couldn't afford that shit. Like it was like get the fuck. I mean, I don't. I mean, we would beg her to go get fucking food stamps. She would not do that. Oh yeah, when she got food stamps and shit like from the government, shit like she paid that shit back. She went there and made them take a fucking check, take this shit back. Like that's the type of woman that my grandma raised. That what she is. So then this is like I said, this is the time when uh found out these black people. Yeah. So this is when my grandmother had taken me with the black people. There was while she was at work. There was Helen. Helen's the old lady. She's dead. So whoever's like saying that the old 70-year-old woman raped me and shit in 2019, you need to get your fucking facts straight. You know what I'm saying? I was like 5 years old to 8 years old when this shit happened. The young girl was like fucking 13 or 14, and then she advanced over and through the years, fucking doing this shit to me. She's obviously gonna be younger than 70 years old, right? You fucking retard. So here we go. So the daughter's name was Dee Dee, and the dad, the old man, I can't remember what the old man. He was the old. It was Helen's dad. So it was Dee Dee's grandfather. So then dad who call us white kids the white N-words. So why they would molest me and shit like that, they would call me the white N-word. So I don't want to stand here because people are fucking crying. These people are horrible people. I remember there was a mentally challenged. So this is where it gets this. So I mean I have a place in my heart big time for like mentally challenged people, retarded people. I mean I'm politically whatever. Uh, 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 um, um, and old people because they can't defend themselves, just like kids and most time women. I mean, these days you never know if a woman's a man or a man is a woman. You mean you never know. So now there's anyways, here we go. This mentally challenged guy's name is Ross. They would used to making me, those big fucking uh the big fucking round the big round Crayola crayons and shit that we used to get back in the day. I mean like big motherfuckers. Like at least a half inch around and shit, like big fuckers. They used to take the crayons and shit and break that shit up and fucking make his ass eat that shit and then fucking and while we always ate while we always got to eat fried bologna sandwiches. And if I got caught fucking giving him food and shit outside or wherever the fuck, because Ross would be like he had his arm like this and he would like that, but he would drag his foot and fucking they would beat on him and oh dude they would fucking how they would do it, they'd fucking make that mentally challenged dude rape and touch us too, and you would hear you're gonna hear it here in a minute how they would make this guy. The dude was like 30 something fucking years old and he was like fucking 2 years old in his fucking head, and it was I mean all they did was used him and the Social Security, obviously now from the Social Security from the old man, and used him for the money that he got for taking care of him to fucking to live and shit. So, da, 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 fried bologna sandwiches. These people started to hate. They started to hate for me towards black people, but it wasn't. It was towards them. It was towards not all black people. Obviously, it was just towards them. And then when I went and dealt with this shit, it's dissipated. Uh, 5 to 8 from ages 5 to 8. I was being 5 year old. I was being raped and molested by the mother and the daughter. Um, I told my grandmother numerous times, and she never believed. She didn't believe me. I don't know if it's the fact that she didn't believe me. I just think it's the fact of that the shit was happening to my mom and my aunt by her husband. So, and she, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what her. I can't speak for my grandma or my mom. I can't speak for her. I can't speak for what the fuck for. So, believe me. One day I remember Ross and the little girl screaming because